Welcome back to your favorite comedy finance channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I wanted to come back at you and talk to you about a variety of different things. During our last, and we still have a meeting today at 10 p.m. for those of you that are on ODAP. I'm going to give you guys just a little bit more of a additional foresight on that about what I'm going to talk about today. Okay. Now, I was talking to Varels, and he brought up a very important data point. Yesterday or whenever I did the last video, I think it was yesterday. I forget. Again, that's how much stuff I got going on. But anyways, the main topic of last video was how no matter what the Fed did, when it came to pausing rates or increasing rates, no matter what they did, they were not going to be able to fix the inflation rate. And because of that, they were going to end up trying to raise the inflation target to about 4%. I was thinking 3 to 4%, but I think I'm going to stick with 4% is what I think they're going to raise the inflation target to. Because if you haven't noticed, within the last few Fed meetings, they've been saying that it's all arbitrary and all this other nonsense or whatever the case. Shout out to some of you guys that, did a super chat the last video, or you guys did comments on my last video. For whatever reason, I'm not seeing your comments. So like, for instance, right now, the only person I see that's commenting is Fabi. He says, "Ayo, bullish." That's the only thing. So if you guys have comments, or if you have a comment, you could put it in now. And let me know if I'm not seeing them or whatever the case, because again, if you guys haven't noticed, our channel is pretty much like shadow banned in a way. I mean, I don't know who could get 600 views on a video and then get basically 100 likes. That's that type of ratio. You would think that I would get more algorithm. But I do apologize for some of you guys. It's not like I would never not read your comments, or I would never not acknowledge you or anything like that, And as much as I hate pandering to you guys, I really don't like doing that. But, to let you guys know, I don't want you to take things personally. If I don't see something, then I'm not going to say anything. Okay, I see your comments this time. I see four comments, so it's working. But again, I would never just be like, "Oh no, I'm too busy to read the comments." A lot of you guys have been with me for like years. Okay, so for those of you that are my friends, or whatever, stay my friends. Okay, don't ever feel like I'm not going to take the time to talk to you. You guys have known me for probably well over 3 to 4 years now. We've been through a few cycles together. And if anything comes up, or, if you guys DM me, I always take the time to speak to every individual that talks to me. I always do that because I'm not here to build an audience, guys. I'm really not. I'm here to build a network. I'm going to build a network. We're going to continue doing extravagantly really good in the markets. And then after that, we're going to go build real things like ODAP. We're going to go build and acquire real property, or we're going to go acquire a business, or we're going to do business like we always have in the markets and outside of the markets. Okay. There's a lot of products and services that I utilize between a lot of our different business partners. There's a lot of different things and talents, passions that you guys have that, maybe you're an entrepreneur, or maybe you got things going on, or you want to, do videos, or you want to do this or that. You guys know that I take the time to make sure that I assist you in these things. Again, my goals are not to have a giant audience. My goal is to build a real network, build real shit, and just dominate the markets. That's my goal. Because having an audience does not mean you're successful. Just because you're famous does not mean you're successful. I know a lot of broke ass people that are famous. Okay. I don't give a fuck about being famous, first and foremost. I care about making money, doing good, making businesses, acquiring businesses, and also doing good in the markets and building real software that'll protect the sector. That's what we're here for. I don't give two shits about any of that stuff. So when you think about MYC, there's the crypto sector, and then there's MYC. The way I do my videos, I do them differently for a reason. I don't want you guys to ever feel like you could box me into the crypto kids that you guys watch reruns for. Okay. It's never going to be like that. And that's why I don't pander to you guys. But again, for those of you that felt that way, I would never just, whatever you, especially if you're part of our community or our network. Okay. But anyways, last video, we were talking about how basically no matter what the Fed did, they were going to, whether they were going to raise the rate, whether they're going to pause the rate, no matter what, you have the inflation rate at 5%. And then you also have interest rates at 5%. So no matter what they do, even if they were to raise the interest rates by a quarter point or half a point, it wouldn't make a difference because you still have the debt ceiling being lifted. So you have the expansion of the monetary system. It's going to become a bigger topic as we go forward. But again, when I was talking within our last voice conference, every Wednesday, 10 p.m., we're gonna have a meeting at 10 p.m. tonight. And I'm gonna make this video short, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about what we're taking a look at, what we're thinking, stuff like that. But during our last conference or our last talk, okay. And shout out to Varels if you're watching this. He was actually one of the persons that brought it up a little bit more, where I was like, yeah, you're kind of right on that. Because if you think about it, when you're expanding the monetary system, they've already approved, or they're going to approve, it just passed House, and then it's going to go to Senate, then it's going to hit the president's desk. They're going to negotiate or whatever, but they're going to get it done. It doesn't matter. You still got $1.5 trillion on the table that is going to be added to the US dollar supply. So even as we get closer to June, you're going to get compression, because when there's scarcity in the dollar, there's tightening in the dollar. You're going to, and you guys can keep commenting. I'm going to get to you in a little bit. But when you have compression against the dollar as we head towards the cap, okay, which will be June. Let's measure it by time. As we get closer to that expiration date to lift the debt ceiling, that USD cap, by June, you're going to see compression. So you're going to see scarcity. They're going to say, oh, there's not enough money in the system. There's not enough money in the system. You're going to watch more banks collapse. I think a regional bank just got through collapsing, or they're basically going to. But at the end of the day, as we get closer to that cap, you're going to see the dollar rise in value. I'm anticipating 101 to 103. And then after that inhale, you're going to get an exhale, okay? And that exhale is going to be $1.5 trillion or more entering into the USD system, okay? Now, because of this, you're going to raise the inflation rate. Right now, we're at 5%, okay? We're at a 5% inflation rate, and then you have the federal funds rate at 5%. So it doesn't supersede, the inflation rate. So this is bad. This is still bad, and chances are inflation rate's actually more than 5% anyways. But sticking to the normal numbers here, once the debt ceiling gets lifted, inflation rate is going to go higher. So it might go to, 5.5%, 6% or more. Thus, even if we rate hiked, it's still not going to be enough to supersede the inflation rate, whether it be today, the inflation rate at 5%, or when it goes to 6% or more after the debt ceiling gets lifted. Okay. The point we were talking about during our meeting was, the fact that money needs to become more accessible. So because you're expanding the monetary system by $1.5 trillion, now at this point, you need to make the money more accessible. So how are we going to make this money more accessible? Well, maybe you might be cutting rates. Maybe, the criteria to acquire credit for a mortgage or for a car, the stipulations are going to become easier to acquire a loan. So for instance, maybe it takes a 700 credit score, to get this in housing, or maybe it takes this credit score to get this type of rate in the car industry, or whatever the case. Well, maybe because they know the debt ceiling will be raised in June, they might do rate cuts early because they need to make this money more accessible. So this is a good point that he brought up. So I did want to bring this to your attention. I'm still not weighing it too much because I feel like they need to let inflation, I think they need to let the inflation rate go higher first and then bring up the dilemma. And then they solve that, by raising the target and then at the same time cutting the rates. But we'll see. At the end of the day, we already see what's coming. Eventually they're going to end up having to cut rates regardless. But let's say even if they were to pause, let's say even if they were to hike the rate, it won't matter because even at 5.25 or 5.50, by the time you put another additional $1.5 trillion on the USD total supply, you're going to raise the inflation rate. So once the inflation rate goes higher, and even if we're at 5.25, 5.50, inflation's actually going to ramp up faster than they can actually raise rates and also cut down on that inflation rate in general. So I feel that it's a very solid point to bring up on that side of the field. I kind of feel, I mean, you never know. You never know. We could definitely get a rate hike during this Fed meeting on the 2nd through the 3rd. Um, but just knowing the way things work, I kind of feel like it's better that they raise the rate, because once they raise the rate, it kind of won't matter, because at least they could show face and show that they're doing the right thing. But, once the debt ceiling gets lifted, they'll be able to analyze that inflation rate's going higher. And this kind of brings me more back to maybe not the hike, maybe just the pause, but we'll see ultimately what happens. But again, this is a swing moment. Okay. That you're going to be bullish, you're going to be bearish. Tomorrow is GDP reports. And like I was talking about in our last video, shrinkflation's happening. So I really do feel like GDP reports are full of shit, because if you really think about it, back in 2021, they hid the GDP reports quarter 1 and quarter 2. And when they did come out, they were negative GDP reports, which at that point, 2 quarters in a row, negative GDP reports. They should have announced that we were in recession, but they didn't. They fucking started warping the numbers. And then quarter 3, quarter 4, we were showing a positive output in GDP. Okay. What I think happened was they started, these companies in general, they probably started putting out less product, more units. Okay. Less product, higher price, more units. And because they had more products, more price, and, or let's say just because they had more units out there, the consumer was getting less product, but they were still paying more money. Okay. But there were more units being sold because people were running out of the food faster. Okay. So I feel like this contributed to the GDP reports. Now, I will say that I do feel like the digital economy within the crypto sector should be added to the GDP reports. I will say that, but they don't have that, But again, let's go back to, the basics here. I do feel like the GDP reports are basically inflated due to shrinkflation. So I do think that's what's happening. But again, I did want to bring up that solid point, because I was too busy thinking, okay, it's going to be a pause or it's going to be a hike, simply because they're not going to be able to catch the inflation rate. They might as well hike the rate, wait for June, let the inflation rate go higher, and then at that point, make a decision to cut rates at that point. But because you have all that money coming, I mean, I feel like if they were going to do a rate cut, it would be after. I really do. I really do feel like it would be after the fact, because they have to see that it's not working, because, you have to, because with these people, basically they're going to show you that they're trying to do the right thing and they're not. And then they're basically going to say, oh, well, the inflation rate's going too high and we're trying our best. We just did another hike. Maybe the inflation target's too low, and then that we're going to go to 4%. And then from that point, they could say, okay, well, maybe we could cut rates. And you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is just that process to get there. However, again, this is, everything when you're doing an analysis, you could reference a lot of things, but nothing's ever a guarantee. But I'm measuring out bullishness regardless, because I feel like GDP reports are again going to be manipulated to show a positive, and maybe they might use that as an excuse to say, oh well, we're doing good, so maybe we could do rate cuts. I mean, we have the debt ceiling about to be lifted. We need to make this money more accessible, So this is a good point to bring up. I do want to, put that out there to you guys before we have this report tomorrow. It's going to be coming out in the morning. But again, I'm bullish, look, and I know you have to, I mean, the way I see it, and I've been calling this even last year, quarter 4, that, you're going to watch a decline in the dollar. You're going to watch a bunch of central banks dump the dollars because they need to prop up their currency against the weight of the dollar, because the dollar was being manipulated upward, and now that's not happening anymore. You have a bunch of traders, central banks, that are looking at the dollar at the highest value they could dump it at. So it's a race to dump dollars because you know the dollar is going to be on decline. So because it's going to be on decline, you have a bunch of traders, central banks looking at the margin. They're saying, well, I'd rather dump now than wait for a 3 to 5% yield when I know for a fact that I'm losing money on my principal plus my yield, because the yield is 3 to 5% on bonds. So if inflation rate is 5%, who the fuck is going to hold on to a bond? They're going to be dumping it like wildfire. Once we get past this 100-cent mark, it's fucking over. You're going to watch this thing really start to tank by the end of the year. So again, you better pack your goddamn diapers by fucking June. I'm telling you, by June forward, it's going to get really crazy. So again, like I was saying prior, do what you can between January and June. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to sit there and say silly things like, oh, well, you should have never bought. It's still bearish and blah, blah, blah. Well, those are the same people that missed the biggest fucking swing that MYC called. Okay. I kept telling everybody they are going to be weeping. These bears are going to be weeping if they do not catch these lows. And they didn't catch them. And look what happened. They got wrecked, reverse wrecked. Bitcoin went from 15,000 to fucking almost 25,000 in an instant. So again, I think by June going forward, we're probably going to end up breaking, if not sooner, the 35 or 30,000 range. I mean, we're probably going to break 35,000 range on Bitcoin. We'll see what happens. But again, this is always bullish because you got to think about Bitcoin and ETH. People are going to be targeting that first. It's going to rise first. But unfortunately, I'm not here for 5 or 10x. Okay, I really see 5x, maybe 10x. But I'm more along the lines of 5x on Bitcoin, 10x plus on ETH, and then everything else is going to drench into the alts. And me, unfortunately, I'm not here for 10x. I'm here for 50x, 100x, or more than that. And for a lot of you guys, you've witnessed me hold double-digit to triple-digit multipliers. Okay. So again, for a lot of people out there that don't like me, okay, look, maybe I'm your worst enemy at the peak of a bull cycle, okay? And maybe I understand that, okay? But you need to admit to yourself, you only dislike me because I'm so profitable. So, at some point you should say, well, maybe my worst enemy is Dion at the peak of the bull cycle, okay? But from the bottom up, I could be your best friend. So, to be honest with you guys, for a lot of you people that only experienced us on the solo run or the late 2021 or whatever, that's not the way things really work. When you're buying a real token and there's no migration, no gimmicks, no bullshit, okay? And don't forget, I called Autumn, I called Dot, I called Autumn at fucking $2.98. I called Dot at $4. Okay, so again, these are all coins that last long. There's no gimmicks attached, just straight utility. Okay. So that's why I'm looking at things like Arc Block. I'm looking at things like Jasmine. I'm looking at things, Dragon Chain. I'm looking at LCX. I'm looking at Tone. I'm looking at MCO2. I can't get all of them, but we have over 100 picks that we have pinned up in ODAP. So if you haven't joined ODAP, guys, if you want to know I'm real, if you want to know if MYC is real, and what's really funny is a lot of people, I can always tell when people don't really watch me, because they always bring me data that is so late, or they say, hey, look at this guy, look at what he said. And I'm like, you clearly don't watch MYC, because I literally called this a year ago. I called this 6 months ago or whatever the fuck. Here's the thing, guys. What hero of yours in the entire crypto sector has done what I've done? Nobody. Okay, so at some point, people need to start watching the content, because it doesn't come around that often, but at least give our community the credit for fucking really killing it out there. Nobody's built shit. Nobody has built shit. Okay, listings ain't shit. Being a validator, or like all of these things are really not all that. Okay, when you're creating technology, or you're creating software, or you're offering a solution to the sector itself, that speaks volumes of bulls gone wild for our community. Okay. And I hate to swing my nuts around. Okay. But look, I'm just trying to tell you guys, sometimes at some point, our community needs to be respected, because we've done things that nobody's done before. Okay. If you want to know if we're real, and your friend says, oh, don't listen to that guy, he's a douchebag. Okay. Well, that douchebag has an app on Google and on Apple. What have you built? Okay. What did you build? What did you do? I don't think you know anybody that has an app. Okay. So at some point, MYC community deserves the fucking respect. So look, all I'm trying to tell you guys is, when I do comparisons between our historical calls, our historical trades, historical software, and how long we've been in the markets, whether it was fucking rain or shine, we were there all through the bear market, we were there all through the bull cycle. A lot of your fucking heroes, they disappeared bear cycle and then came back when things got hot. When things got hot, you know what we were doing? We were buying up the bottoms, and now we own everything. Okay, because we did what it took. Okay, we didn't fucking bandwagon hop. We fucking looked at the market. We looked at what was going on. We saw the bottom and we ate it like groceries, period. Okay. Let me go through your comments real quick. And then I'm going to go talk to you guys a little bit more about some of the other picks I've been taking a look at. Fabi says, hey, yo, bullish. Nunya says, sup, bro? Can you see this? I could see you. Mark says, best channel for education. Absolutely. Crimson says, you're good this time around, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Nunya says, oh, good. Goober says, yo. Wang says, listening while in the shower. Preach, brother. These motherfuckers better listen, these goddamn whippersnappers. That's right, Lo Wang. Wait, is that weird? No, it's not weird. I listen to Peter Shaft when I'm in the shower, or Robert Teriyaki sometimes, but I kind of think he has dementia. Axel says, appreciate the knowledge, keep the body strong, then you keep the mind strong. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's not. See, a lot of people, when they think of MYC, they only think of me, and I understand that because I'm the face or whatever. But we have a strong team and we have a strong community. For those of you that haven't found me on Twitter or on Instagram, don't forget MYCNetwork.io, or you could find me MYC Network in general, MYC_network, or my other profile for Odd App is MYC_odd_app. Okay. I just got through releasing. For those of you that helped me out a long time ago, I have a list, a very long list of names. Okay. And I want you guys to reach out to me and DM me. Okay. It is this picture here. Okay. This picture here has a lot of different names on there, and I posted it on Instagram and I posted it on Twitter. Okay. I have a surprise for you guys because you guys helped me with something about a year ago. You guys helped me with something, but I put a list of names on Twitter and a list of names on IG. I want you guys to DM me. I have something special for you. I'm going to be doing something great. And then we're also going to be releasing a Chastity wallet. Okay. A Chastity wallet is going to be held for Odd. Okay. And it's going to be a way for people to utilize Odd in order to gain access to the app. Okay. So if you guys are not familiar with the TRC20 TRX token, okay, that is what Odd is built on. Okay. Other things that we've been working on is I'm trying to put together where we have both sides of the field, but I still got to get past Apple and Google somehow. But from the desktop version or from the website point of view, it could be a lot easier. I could do a Web3 wallet connect, and you could connect to Odd App directly through desktop, scanning a QR code with your TRX or your Tron Link wallet. So I'm going to be working on that next. Besides that, I'll be talking more about that within Odd App. Once we kind of solidify everything, how it works, then, we'll be releasing more of that data. But again, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Look, and if you support us, guys, if you support our brand, okay, if you support our software, okay, the market is always going to determine what stays in the market and what leaves the market, okay? And then unfortunately in business, you have to have a product and a service good enough to pay for. Okay. So if you support us, I want you guys to subscribe to Odd App. It's on Apple and Google stores. Help us develop this thing and let's keep it rolling. Okay. A lot of you guys have sent me so many different compliments. You guys put reviews. I'm very happy with you guys that are, just sending me like kudos for it. I'm working on it 24/7. Every other week I'm releasing a new update, or, I'm always building it into something a little bit better. And just sharpening it up. So, there's still a lot more to get done, and I'm going to get it done. It's a fully functioning app, but again, once you have the framework in place, it's all about adding more gadgets and adding this and adding that. And that's really what I'm about. I want to make sure that we have all the bells and whistles, our own stuff, and it's our own first party platform, guys. a lot of people, no, this is not a knock against you guys. Everyone starts somewhere. I started in the same place. Okay. But a lot of people right now, they're using Patreon, they're using Discord, they're using Telegram, Signal, all these other apps. Okay. Odd App is the most secure app within the sector. Okay. There's no app out there within the market that is more secure, more private, more encrypted than Odd App. Okay. You could look at your Facebook, your Telegram, your Signal, Twitter, all that dumb shit. And yes, it is fucking true. Odd App is more secure and private than any of those apps. Okay. Is military grade encryption. It's AES 256. It's so fucking encrypted from every which way about this app that some service providers will even firewall you. Okay, unless you turn off the Wi-Fi because they can't spy on you or they can't mine your data. I don't data harvest or anything like that. Screenshots are disabled. It is pretty goddamn beefy when it comes to the layers of security on it. I wanted to make sure that it was like strictly community communications for everybody. But let me keep going on your comments. Hockey Star, quick question, my friend. Are you still bullish on ARC Block? Yes, I'm very bullish on ARC Block. I'm still a holder. Guys, look, a lot of you guys have forgotten what it's like to be in a bear cycle. A lot of you guys think that, or for those of you that only experienced solo or you came in late 2021 or whatever, guys, you need to go back to the basics, or you need to go back to when we all first met, okay? We're going through that time where you're buying a coin and it stays stable and stagnant for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, shit starts happening, okay? There's a lot of people that think it's a good idea right now to buy 100 billion coin cap for 50 cents, okay? I'm over here buying ARC Block with 186 million coin cap. No gimmicks, no bullshit, no inflation, no deflation. Just straight up 186 million coin cap, okay? And it's at 11 cents, okay? All right, so I just feel like a lot of people forget what it's like to wait, okay? Because that's literally what it takes. It takes waiting, okay? I don't know about I don't know if for any of you whippersnappers that were here buying XRP between 10 and 15 cents, how long was it at 10, 15 cents? Forever. Forever it was at that. But we all knew it was going to go up, right? Okay, well, I'm trying to tell you, it's the same fucking thing, because while everybody was snorkeling, ARC Block has stayed hedged, or it goes up. Same thing with PRQ. PRQ is up 310 million coin cap. Okay, got in around 8 cents or whatever. And how many times has it exploded? It exploded to like 20, 30 cents, just like ARC Block, 10, 20 cents, and then it goes back down. But I'm not selling a goddamn single token for these little short trader bullshit things, because I don't need that. I'm not here for that. A lot of these coins have broken $1, $2 easily, okay? But we're not there yet, okay? Right now, it's Bitcoin and ETH. Everything else is stagnant, okay? If you see something that's pumping, trust me, it's going to be dumping. But a lot of these things are manipulated at this time. But, you just wait for the real moment. We are nowhere near the real moment to what you guys want, okay? What you guys want is when expansion happens, when rate cuts are happening, when all these things are happening. Right now, all the prices, all the volatility is all predicated off of the current value of the dollar, and the current value of the dollar is 101 point whatever, okay? When we were taking profits back then, I think the dollar was valued around 80 cents, okay? So for those of you that have been misguided, for those of you that have false expectations, for those of you that unfortunately experienced a whirlwind early without the need to experience the long wait, this is me telling you that that's not the way it works, okay? There's gimmick coins out there, and there's going to be a gimmick. There's an airdrop, or, whatever bullshit's going on. But that's just not the way it really works in real life. When you have real coins, sometimes you're buying them and you're buying them for a long time. They're not going down, but they're stagnant, or they go up and then they go down, whatever the case. But that's not a bad sign, okay? All volumes are going to be low. Why? Because nobody is selling. Volume is predicated off of buying and selling. And then you also have robots. You have a bunch of bots trading in and out of the coins. They trade the price up, they trade the price down. But again, you're not going to see a lot of volume on centralized exchanges, because a lot of people are not fucking stupid, okay? They're buying coins and they're shipping them out. Buying coins, shipping them out, okay? So if you're running into a beginner out there and they think that the volumes are too low and that's why they don't want to buy it, well, of course they're low because maybe they only got 5 exchanges with automation bots in there, or maybe they only got 1 exchange and only 2 bots in there. But all of these things are market makers, or they're bots that are going to trade up and down the chart, and they're going to keep the chart alive. Okay, so you can't get sauced before there's not even a cycle. Okay, you guys are in that faith stage where you're like, okay, I'm buying something, hopefully it works, But a lot of you forgot, or I know my OGs don't, but for my OGs know that when we're buying something, we're buying it, whether it's rain or shine, whether it's going up or it's going down, we're going to be holding it, and we're going to be holding and waiting for the real payday. We're not short-term traders. Do we have short-term traders? Yeah, there's a lot of short-term traders out there. We got leverage traders. We got a bunch of different types. But for me, I hang with the whales. Maybe I'm not a mega whale, but I hang out my whales, and we buy things, we hold them long, and I'm not here to fucking lose my grip over 2x, 3x, because I look at things in long-term gains and short-term gains. I'm not going to buy something, earn a 3x, and then fucking take profits and then get short-term gain capital tax on that. That's fucking retarded. I'm not stupid. So again, I'm not doing that. So, for a lot of people that are doing that, it's going to catch up to you. Yeah, maybe you might win today, or it looks good on paper, but it's not going to look good on another paper later. So, again, I'm not here for a 5x. I'm definitely not here for a 10x. If you're here for a 5 or 10x, you might as well go trade stocks. But in crypto, if you want something that's going to change your life, you're going to be looking for those, at 10x, maybe at minimum, but you're really looking for those 50x or 20 to 50x multipliers or more. Okay. It's kind of like Jasmine. Everybody was talking shit at it, talking shit on it. Call was 0.0029. Now it's stabilized at a stabilized 2x. It's like 0.0060 and going up. And no matter what, that's multipliers. And that's what I love, because now I got a million Jasmine at 0.0029, and I don't got to do shit. I don't got to do nothing. I can just watch it grow, and I know it's going to go well past a penny. So again, and I tell people all the time, a lot of people, they act like, what's funny, and this is what I tell people all the time, it's like, a lot of the people that don't like me, or they think I'm the worst enemy, is because they only experienced a peak cycle. Okay. I'm your best friend from the bottom up. Okay. So, again, everyone's always like, oh, I want to know right when the call was. Oh, Dion, I want bottoms, Dion, all this bullshit. But do they have the balls or the tits to fucking pull the trigger? No, they don't. They don't. So again, it's your fucking fault. So look, I'm trying to tell you, you take advantage of these moments where nobody cares. Nobody's interested. A lot of people, for whatever reason, my OGs aren't like this, but for whatever reason, a lot of people out there, they wait for high volume, they wait for high RSI, they wait for everybody to start talking about it. The strategy for a lot of these kids, whether they want to admit it or not, but when I hear this type of shit, all I hear is, "Hi, Dion, my strategy is buy tops and sell bottoms." That's what I hear. Okay. And unfortunately, this is not the JanSport Association. There's no fucking backpack kids here. So, but look, I'm just trying to tell you guys, take advantage of these moments, because these are the real bottoms. Okay. A lot of these bottoms are going to be stagnant. You're not going to see volume. There's not a lot of stuff going on, but it's all predication on today's monetary system. Today's monetary system may look like today for what it is. And by June and July, the monetary system is about to change by about $2 trillion. And then as we head forward towards elections, and especially if Trump gets elected, you're going to start seeing rate cuts and then a lot more money enter the system. So again, you're supposed to acquire assets when the dollar buys more asset for less liquidity. Okay. Because when you have assets that you're purchasing for less dollars, it's going to be great when they flood the system, when there's a lot of USD supply, because when USD supply goes up and supply supersedes demand, then that means it'll cost more dollars to purchase the asset you bought 6 months ago or a year ago. Okay, we need to go back to the time where you earn your margins by time in the market, not by you jumping in and out. Okay, and look, I tell people this all the time. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to fail. About 80% of people fail. And and within that 80% of the people that fail are always the people that say, "Oh, well, I know everything. I know everything." But they're always the same people getting wrecked. The same fucking people. Um, but let's keep rolling. And for those people out there that are gonna be like, "Ah, well, fuck that guy, man, forget that guy. Dion, he doesn't know what he's talking about." Well, I guess I don't. I just fucking built software and I got historical fucking trades everybody witnessed. Okay, so fuck me. Uh, Hockey Star says, well, I already read that. Brian the Nichols says, let's fucking go. MYC out here setting our portfolios 8 to 9 months ago, and now we just sit back and watch, collect the check. Exactly. But again, Hockey Star, I am very bullish on ArcBlock. It's 186 million coin cap. It's backed and supported by W3C and CERN, which are the regulators of the internet. They were the ones that complemented the DID core recommendation that ArcBlock wrote out. And DID wallet is actually the first to market that is W3C compliant. Okay, so so right now you're on the internet. The people that allow you to be on the internet right now, those people, they like ArcBlock and they awarded them and they like their DID wallet since it's the first to the fucking market. There's no other wallet out there. So and besides that, there's a bunch of other things that are great about ArcBlock. You have the AI suite, you have cloud computing, and a lot of people don't realize this, but ETH went from POW to POS, and the POS is predicated on cloud computing, not mining. ArcBlock is cloud computing. Like everything about what this company is to me personally, and look, we go to zero by tomorrow. You guys do whatever you do. It's not financial advice. It's every man for himself. But to me, I like the coin. I think it's going to do really well. I don't think I'm going to be wrong on it, but we'll see what happens. But again, for those of you that were only there for a gimmick coin, or for those of you that saw something that was just fast because you were only here for late 2021, I'm sorry, but that's not the way real crypto works. Because a lot of these other coins that don't have no gimmicks attached, they don't have bullshit attached to them, they go up and they stay up. This is another QNT type of moment. This is another type of coin out there that I think could do really well. It's basically, it's competing with Atom and Dot, okay? Cosmos and Polkadot print tokens nonstop, okay? They print tokens to infinity, okay? So you could be attached to the brand and worship it all you want, but it doesn't matter because it's being diluted for the rest of eternity because it needs to mint tokens to offer the APY, okay? ArcBlock doesn't have that. ArcBlock is 186 million coin cap, period. That's it. Fixed. That's it. It's not inflationary. So I like that, and the fact that it's competing against these two juggernauts is a huge deal to me because let's say even if all three remain in existence, you have Cosmos, you have Polkadot, and they're worth right now, they're still $10 billion market cap companies. But if you're taking a look at the overall view of things, in the bull cycle, they went, 20, 30 billion. Okay. So let's say ArcBlock gets even a fraction of the market share for interoperability, because keep in mind, ArcBlock, you could code in any language. Polkadot and Cosmos, you can only code in Go or Rust. You can only code in 2 different languages. That's it. ArcBlock, you could code in any fucking language you want. And then on top of that, the supply is a huge deal for me. So that's like, but anyways, look, let's say even if ArcBlock gets 1 billion of market cap, that's $10. If it gets 2 billion market cap, that's $20. Okay, this is how explosive the token is. So even if it were to get a fraction of the market share that these other coins have, it's going to explode. So I like my bet on it. So we'll see what happens. I am very bullish on LCX. Shout out to Uncle Lou. LCX is definitely a banger for me. I think it'll do really well. I'm targeting anywhere between $1.50 to $2.50 max on it. I think it could go higher than that, but for me, LCX is more like, definitely a long-term play, but I don't think I would stay. I personally, it's just a me thing. Exchange tokens, I want to make my big multiplier, but I want to be out at some point. I'd rather hold something else. Exchange tokens, I don't know why. It's just a thing. I'm biased on that, I guess. Dark Magician says, I'm talking clean bongs and wet thongs. Don't ever fucking forget. Plus stacks and cash. Please like the stream. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dog is pretty nice now. You know, I saw Elon's trying to utilize it. Alan says, just let the plebs pleb, bro. Keep the best stuff for us on OddApp. Absolutely. Jasmine is gonna rock some faces. Yeah, absolutely. I was buying all up zero. I don't know. Brandon, arc block hedging, crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Don't read my comments. More people will get angry. Okay. I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Let me kick him out. He sounds like a weirdo. Hold on. Let me get him out of here. All right. So Brandon, yeah, Brandon Artblock is definitely doing good. Axe C is some fucking queer, clearly. So let me get rid of him. He's a fucking loser because he doesn't know how to stay updated on his own shit. Okay. See, here's what's funny about these core queers. Okay. So everyone, when core pumped and dumped, right? And thankfully I didn't participate in this. Okay. Here's what's funny about these guys. All of them made excuses about something that clearly everybody knew, right? Right? They were so easy to admit this, okay? Because they had no one else to blame for their bullshit, okay? This is how much accountability they got. Okay? They say stupid shit like this. They go, "Yeah, well, MYC, man, they were pumping dumping, right? Right? For solo." Okay. Well, what the fuck was core then? Okay? What the fuck was core? It was an IOU token. Okay? It was an IOU token. Okay? Then on top of this, he's minting another coin. He's minting another one. Okay. There's going to be another one that's going to be launched on IBC, and you're going to have to swap your IOU for it. But let's go further on this. When it pumped and dumped, when you guys held it for a fucking year, you wasted your life for a year holding core. And then it went to 70, and then it fucking dropped to almost zero. I mean, we're looking at it. I think it was like the last time I checked was like 20 cents. Okay. Here's what's funny about this. When it dumped, they said, well, clearly everybody knew it was going to happen because it was an airdrop gimmick, right? It was an airdrop gimmick. So clearly it was going to pump and dump, right? Everybody was so easy to admit this, right? But they don't want to say the same shit about what happened to Solo because that's what Solo was. It had an airdrop, it pumped and it dumped, and everybody expected the same shit. But with Core, you didn't have me to blame. That's how fucking fake these people are. That's what's fucking hilarious about these cheesy ass kids. Because you would, like, for real, any debate, any fucking time, I would destroy your life and your career instantly. Because it is so funny every single time I run into these fucking losers that want to pretend they know who the fuck I am. Because they don't. Because it's like, how are you going to sit there and easily disregard that pump and dump and be like, oh, well, it was just an airdrop. Clearly, Dion, it was clearly that was going to happen. Okay, well, why don't you say that same ass excuse for Solo? Oh, no, you don't want that. You wouldn't want to say that because then you can't try to make Dion or MYC out to be the bad guy, right? Oh, okay. That's how fucking biased these people are because they never want you to find out. Or like, see, here's what's funny. When you're shining bright, they're going to try to shadow you. But the truth is the truth. So this is what's funny about these people. It's like, yo, be real, first off, and then be real with yourself, okay? Because everybody knows MYC is historical, is completely historical. Nobody in the sector, literally, nobody in the sector has outperformed MYC community, period. Period, end of fucking story. End of fucking story, okay? And we, look, it's not a fucking opinion, clearly, because it's by fucking numbers. You cannot sit there and be like, oh, well, I don't remember those multipliers. You know, that's what's hilarious about these fucking like, I swear. But anyways, let's keep rolling. Crimson Kate says BLZ needs a shout out. Yeah, absolutely. I love BLZ, Bluezo. I have a nice bag of it. I think Bluezo will do really good. And to be honest with you, the entire Cosmos ecosystem is trash. I mean, a lot of it is unsustainable. But the reason why I like Bluezo is because I know Pavel isn't going to be doing that kitty bullshit, okay? He's a real fucking M&A guy. He knows how to run a business. He knows that it takes you selling a product or a service to stay in business. That's what's funny about a lot of these Mickey Mouse kids, because a lot of these Mickey Mouse ass kids think that it's just about buying a coin and selling, and that's all it is. It's like, no, if you have a business, you need to make money. If you don't make money, or you cannot recreate and recapture the value that you're selling, then how on earth is the token going to be sustainable with 40% APY? How? What are you selling? What is the product or service that you're selling that's going to keep this token up? Nothing. Nothing. Just you guys going around saying, yeah, did you buy our token yet? Did you buy our token yet? That's their business model. No, that's not the way shit's going to work, because in 3.0, people are becoming more educated. They understand what it takes to create a sustainable business model, because a sustainable business model is going to keep the token up. Because the reason why tokens get dumped is because admins cannot pay to stay in operation. So they divest tokens in order to stay in operation. If they can't, then they cannot stay in business. So this is the bigger problem with literally 95% of projects, because they don't got shit to sell. They say, oh, well, I got listings, I got this bridge, I got this validator, I got this, I got that. Well, what the fuck are you selling? What value are you selling to the market? And is this value enough for this market to buy it? Is your product and service good enough for you to buy it? Nobody's buying your shit. Nobody's buying anything. And that's why you guys are literally fucking crying, hoping that something's going to save you, but nothing is going to save you except a better business model. And this is what a lot of people in the crypto sector don't get. Unfortunately, guys, when you make a startup company, you got to make money or you're going to zero. Okay. It works the same way in the stock market. It works the same way for a regular ass business. If you do not have a product or service that's good enough for consumers to purchase, you are going to zero and everyone else around you. And this is why, what's funny is this may seem basic to us. It's basic to us. Trust me. It's very basic. But when you're dealing with a bunch of Mickey Mouse kids on the internet, whether it be on Twitter, YouTube, fucking Instagram, wherever the fuck you find these kids, they can't even comprehend that. The best thing they can say is, did you buy our token yet? That's the best thing they got. And see, this is why they buy bullshit. This is why they buy dumb shit all the time. But Bluezo sells storage, and they're also going to sell tokens via the game they're coming out. And the guy knows games. He's worked for Nintendo. He's worked for PlayStation. He's done M&A deals for VRChat. VRChat is one of the biggest virtual reality video games out there. You don't think Pavel got anything to do with trying to integrate that with Bluezo one day? VRChat is huge. You guys remember when I was doing like the wolf videos and I was using the different avatars? Pavel Baines made that game. That was the whole reason why I was playing it. That was the whole reason why I played VRChat. It was simply because Pavel Baines actually put together that M&A deal. And I come from M&A. I was a business broker at one point. I was doing full partial sales, 500 million revenue companies and up, 2 million revenue and up to 500 million. So these were middle market companies. So like when I saw that he was in M&A, I was like, this guy knows how to run a business. So that was what made me bullish, because it's like a lot of the projects you guys like, a lot of you kitty cats out there, a lot of you whippersnappers out there, not my OGs, but they don't understand that in order to stay in business, you need to make money. Who are you going to make money off of if you don't got a product or service? Or you're just going to sell your tokens? This is what's stupid about the fucking Cosmos kids too. They're probably making excuses till this day, right? Ion, Osmosis, and Juno, okay? This is how fucking weak people are, because, see, here's the thing. Ego is going to stop you from being successful, because if you drop the ego and listen to MYC a little bit more, you wouldn't be fucking wrecked right now, okay? Because Osmosis, Ion, and Juno are doing stupid shit with these random ass wallets, with these random ass whales. And I saw the admin was like, oh, we want to make sure we revive these projects. We want to market them and stuff like that. We saw some inactive wallets out there. We're going to claw them back. We're going to claw the tokens out of the custody of these inactive wallets because they're inactive. No. Why don't you just buy your fucking tokens back? Why don't you just do that? Why don't you just buy your fucking tokens back? Because that's what you should be doing, not clawing back tokens out of some random wallet. Where did all this money go? There was like millions of dollars. Where did this money go? Where'd it go? So, like the fact that they're even proposing scraping tokens out of inactive wallets is really against everything we stand for in this industry. So it really upsets me that we are even considering or even like not fucking axing their face off about even propagating removing custody from a wallet that is not theirs. Okay. That is not theirs. If they want to improve their project, they should buy more tokens. They shouldn't migrate. They should buy those tokens back up and then do whatever the fuck they need to do to bring it back up. Okay. Not this bullshit Mickey Mouse shit we got going on. It really frustrates me. Like, I don't know what happened. All my crypto veterans, I think you guys know what I'm talking about, because it's like when we entered into this industry, it was about like self-custody. It was about getting away from literally all the bullshit that we lived with in the monetary system that we're escaping. Like the migrations, which is basically like when governments change fiat systems and then give you 100 to 1, in exchange. Or like buying coins that have 8 to 10 to 12% inflation rates. Like we're dealing with 5% inflation rate, if not more, and you think it's a good idea to go buy an inflationary token right now. It's not meth. It is definitely not meth. It is just definitely like, I don't know. It's definitely not meth. It's definitely not meth. It literally has to be something else. It's meth. It maybe be meth or something. I don't know. But, for those of you that have been in the sector for like years and you see this bullshit happen still, it's just like, I don't know. It's just really frustrating. Tony says, but Dion, Dark Magician says, core pumpers take water dumpers. Yeah. Brandon says, yeah, Flair was gay too. Core Flair, when will investors learn their lessons? I don't know, when they really stop the drugs, seriously. Crimson says Pavel sounds freaking out. I like Pavel. I actually like Pavel. I feel like I could vibe with him. Like he seems like, hip and happening a little bit, But I just like the fact that like he knows how to do business, So like that's why I'm bullish on it. Look, just because a token is on your favorite ecosystem doesn't mean that it's going to be a good coin. It could be a stupid ass coin still, you know what I mean? So it just depends. But I mean, if it's a good coin, or let's say it's a coin and like you have a good CEO behind it, and the CEO actually shows you that like he's not just taking your money, he took the money and built something, or he made something with it, and he's producing revenue, and because like if you think about it, if you make a viable business model, then the admin doesn't need to dump tokens. That's the point. Because if the business model is viable and the market proves that there's a demand for it, there's people that are paying for the service, paying for the product, then the company will stay in business, and the company will not need to dive into the wallet and dump admin tokens to fund operations like Ripple. Okay? This is my point. When you have a real company, a real project, it'll have a viable business model and it'll make money, not make money off of the investors. Maybe in the beginning because it's a startup, but you don't have no fucking excuse after 2 years. You don't have no excuse after 3 years. Yeah, I understand you go negative or you don't make money the first couple years. I get that. But after the third and the fourth and the fifth fucking year, and you're still not producing enough income to the point where you're dumping admin tokens, that's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit, especially for the money they got. Tony Pieces, yo, it's crazy how Dragon is cut off from trading on Uniswap. Dragon Chain must be doing something right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, No, it's not the fact that it's cut off. It's just the fact that like there's no pool there. It needs a pool. If we could get a DeFi pool, then it would be good because then it would create accessibility. You could earn fees on it, stuff like that. But I think what Dragon Chain needs to do is just continue doing what it's doing, because eventually US regulations are going to come. In fact, Dragon Chain has an easier case to win than Ripple does. But here's the point. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter who wins because I don't care if fucking Mickey Mouse Coin wins against the SEC. One win is a win for everybody because once you have a win, you could cross-reference that same case, a bunch of other times. And it'll liberate XRP, it'll liberate Library Coin, it'll liberate Dragon Chain. Like, it doesn't matter who wins, it just matters somebody wins, and I think it's going to come. It might happen this year. We'll see. But again, think about it. If you're confident that Ripple will win, and when it does win, let's say, or any other company that wins, or if regulations happens, you better hope to God you have fucking Dragon Chain tokens because that shit is going to be parabolic. Okay. And shout out to Joe, the CEO. That Joe is actually a subscriber on OddApp. So is ArcBlock with Robert Mao. We're getting a lot of people, and like that's why I love it. Like, clearly we built something that people like. And, a lot of people don't realize that Twitter, IG, Facebook, all these apps that you guys use, literally every single app that you use, the government is spying on you. It's data harvesting you. It's taking everything from you. And OddApp doesn't do any of that shit. It's literally private, encrypted, and secure. Server is offshore, okay? And then on top of that, even if extraction happens, see, like when you're decentralized, okay, you can only decentralize so much until you have one access point. And then if you have one access point, then it goes to extraction. So if you're going to try to make sure that data cannot be extracted because you need an access point, clearly, because you want to connect to the internet, you want to connect to everybody else, it's about extraction at that point. So the next phase in decentralization, even if you have one access point, is how are you going to protect the data if it was to be extracted? Okay. How I do that is the encryption level. The encryption level is military grade. It's AES 256. You can look it up. It's built on cryptography. Okay. That's why sometimes different internet providers will actually firewall you from OddApp, depending on what Wi-Fi service you're using or whatever, or, whatever internet provider. But let's say if somebody tries to extract the data, if they try to extract the data is all scrambled up and shit. Like they wouldn't be able to decode it. They can't do shit with it. That's the point. Because even if someone were to try to like peek inside or try to extract the data, it's scrambled out. It's useless. Screenshot block, and people, if people try to take a picture, okay, well, that's nothing because you could doctor the photo. There's like, people have no idea that, like, literally OddApp, I'm not fucking with you. The only app that could be anywhere close to how secure it is Signal. And we have better security layers than Signal. Okay. And we don't have DMs. It's all community communication. So it's not, well, maybe Dion, talks to this guy or, like, no, it's community communication because I'm sick of that shit. If I'm going to teach or if I'm going to, if I'm going to go through something, or, maybe a good pick or a bad pick or whatever, I think it's best that everybody knows about whatever analysis that we made. You see what I'm saying? EQ. I really love EQ. I really like that company. I just really hate that it's on the XRPL. I feel like as soon as you're on the XRPL, it's like a graveyard. Like, seriously. The problem is the education level on XRP kids. Like, they don't have the education level to understand that L2s are very important to the L1 scalability, because if they don't use L2s as stores of value and only use the L1 as a store of value, you're always going to get volatility and go zero. You're always going to go 80% down. See, when you have people, like, if you take a look at ETH, people hold ETH, but people also use Chainlink as a store of value, or they use other L2s as stores of value, ArcBlock or whatever. And that's the point, because, once investors see value in the whole ecosystem, not just L1, not just L2, or they have a good synergy, you have better scalability. Problem with XRP is people use the L2s and then they swap out and they just go to L1. That's the bigger issue. So, XRP is never going to scale the way it's meant to. So it's going to take a very long time for it to get to where it needs to be. Put it that way. If you just jumped in, Scallywag, I would definitely recommend taking a view on this one. I did go on a bit of a rant. Sometimes I see like one hater, and I'm like, let me just shit all over these people. Because it's funny. It's like, you would think if you didn't like somebody, you wouldn't fucking worship them to the point where like you're like stalking them in different places and shit like that. I've been on OddApp, bro. I don't know where you've been. OddApp is a software that we built, and it's available on Apple and Google stores. So if you want to download OddApp, it is on your phone right now. But no, we've been working 24/7, bro. MYC hasn't stopped in over 3 years. It's been nonstop, 24/7. Maybe I don't do videos every day, but that's just not part of my business model. So I do like coming on and updating them. OddApp. So ODD app, OddApp for on-demand data. Or just look at my channel name, bro. Omex says it's funny when people say talk about aquarium, it's not anything. Why core people flying off the XRP farts? What? Oh yeah. It is a pretty shitty project. Absolutely. John Wayne says, yo, Win Moon. Tony says it's crazy. Yeah, I got that one. Omax says Dion is always in the app. Yes, I am always. Guys, look. I work MYC 24/7. Okay. Like a lot of people, think that my job is easy, and it's not. MYC is what I do for a living. Okay. I work MYC 24/7. I'm constantly marketing, constantly building, constantly updating the app, working with our dev team. I'm 24/7 on app. Everything, like if it wasn't for MYC, I would end up going back to fucking Poon Capital. I would be a business broker. I would be doing that instead. Okay. I worked in M&A for about close to 4 years, and then I ended up quitting because I loved MYC so much and I saw where it was going. And I left my corporate office suit and tie job, and I started MYC, and we've been running for now over 3 years. And we were banned on YouTube for over 8 months. We were banned on Twitter for over 2 years. And we worked primarily in Discord. And then after Discord, watching all the privacy issues, security issues, people screenshotting, making fake ass narratives, making up fake ass lies, a bunch of stupid ass people. We just got sick of it to the point where we were like, you know what? We're just going to build our own platform because we got tired of being banned, and we got tired of fucking kids on the internet pretending to be people they're not. So, when we built OddApp, we built it to be secure and a better place for the crypto sector, because people don't go to OddApp and they fuck around. You don't want to fuck around on OddApp. Okay. Because that's our place. That's our platform. Okay. But like I said, it's been a hell of a ride, but this is what I do, guys. Like, I don't know if you guys, sometimes because you guys live your own lives, you don't really notice, but I really do work MYC 24/7. A lot of kids, they live with their mom and their dad still. They, maybe they live with their parents and go to work, like there's a lot of different people out there trying to provide crypto advice, and they're nowhere near, where we're at. Okay. We're way further. So a lot of people don't realize, that we're self-sustainable, and this is what we do. This is my full time. Walder says, I know you hate core, but do you think Solo will do well if they get their license? I think a lot of companies will be able to sell stocks eventually. I think LCX has a stronger opportunity than Solo does, unfortunately. And the problem is, guys, look, it's not that I wish failure on you. Okay. It's not that see, this is the problem with the community. They think that I wish failure on them personally, and has nothing to do with that. It's just that I see bullshit. I see a bullshit development team. I see bullshit antics, and I don't put up with bullshit. Okay. I could love something to the moon, guys. You guys saw I was in love with Solo. But if I see devs doing stupid shit, I'm not going to worship the brand enough to get fucked. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm very glad I didn't, because then I would be in a very poor position. So look, the problem is like, here's what pisses me off, okay? The fact that Core came out advertising that they were tokenizing stocks after leaving Solo dormant forever. That basically killed the use case. As soon as that happened, that pissed me off too. The IOUs pissed me off. Um, I mean, there's a lot of different things that got me upset about the whole thing. But again, the core chain that it's on right now is worthless. Okay, it's an IOU. It's worthless. You're going to get a new coin minted. They're going to reload their tokens, but you're going to get a new token, and then they're going to say, Mr. Customer, you're going to need to swap your IOUs for the new one, and it's not going to match the same value. And that's the bigger problem that a lot of people don't realize is happening to them. I told people about this over 8 months ago, you know. Um, yeah, absolutely. You know, it just depends. I mean, like YouTube is kind of a weird beast, you know. But again, look, I am the most censored person in the crypto sector. I really am. Like, guys, I don't know if you haven't noticed that. I am the most censored person in the crypto sector. But we've accomplished more than people that got millions of subscribers. They haven't built anything for the sector. We built something for the sector. So, you know, we're going to succeed with or without the market because we have a sustainable model. So it doesn't matter. You know, we're going to continue growing organically. We've only been in operation with ODAP for a little bit over 3 months, and there's close to 400 people there, you know, so now and it's going to continue growing. So it really doesn't matter. You know, it's pretty much over. But I mean, you have to think about it, guys. Snapchat came out in 2011. Facebook came out in 2004. ODAP came out in 2023. And we're growing at a pretty rapid pace. And to be honest with you guys, I think, you know, that speaks volumes about our value, you know, that people are willing to support us and support our development, you know. But I do like that Tron DAO. I mean, if you guys didn't notice, Tron featured us. If you go to my Twitter account, Tron DAO featured MYC recently. There was 1.4 million subscribers on their account. Yeah, that's the problem, Omex. It's just hard to trust them, and that's the problem, you know. So that for me, because they've broken so many trust things, that's the reason why I just, you know, I also didn't like how he washed all that money into the property either, but still, you know, either way, you know, I'm just done with that entire thing. You know, I tried to give it a shot. I think quarter 3, quarter 4 of last year, but I noticed that they had admin wallets. You know, they pretended like it's fully distributed. It's not. You know, there was 2 times we saw a 400K token wallet continue to destroy the peak. You know, we had a double top at 40 cents, and the same fucking wallet, same exact one, kept popping up and killing it. And it could have scaled further, but every fucking time they stopped scale. So they're full of shit. It is not fully distributed, and I don't believe them at all. They could go to hell. But, you know, again, look, I'm not, again, like I said, I don't wish failure on you guys or the people that are holding it. It's just when I see bullshit, when I see a rug, it's a rug. Unfortunately, guys, I'm not going to put up with it. No, yeah, exactly. They had something and they didn't do right by their investors and community for whatever reason. Exactly. It's for sure agreed. Walder says ALBT is rebranded. Yeah, I didn't like that. Unfortunately, Alliance Block is dead to me. You know, as soon as they migrated, you're dead to me. Like if you do migrations or you whisper migration, get out of there ASAP. If you talk about IOUs, get out of there ASAP. If they talk stupid to you guys, believe them. You have to believe them because they're telling you. Okay, they're telling you what they're doing. You know, they pretended like there was a hack. I didn't believe that for one bit. It's like the same thing with Gala. Like that pissed me off too. Like, and it's funny because it's always all these popular ass picks, right? It's always these popular ass picks. You know, that's what's funny about this sector. You know, but anyways, you know, yeah, Alliance Block's full of shit. You know, I think they're pieces of shit, to be honest with you. And there's some of our guys really love them. I'm not buying it. I don't buy. what's funny is I called it too. I was like, they're going to end up migrating because they said there was a hack. And then there were a bunch of people that were like, oh, but Dion, they're going to be good. But I'm like, yeah, and I'm trying to be nice, and I really want to be nice, and guys, look, not in everything in ODAP or people in MYC, they don't do everything I do. I got my own brain. They got their own brain. Okay. We're not that type of community. Okay. But I'm going to tell you how I feel. And I feel that Alliance Block and Gala, they're full of shit. I didn't like that Gala keeps increasing their token count. I don't like that they're dumping as many tokens. And it's just bullshit. They're diluting the supply because they're not selling products or services. That's why. Because they're marketing all this dumb shit, but they're not selling anything. They're not selling anything. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem in the crypto sector, that nobody wants to sell anything. You cannot be a business if you're not selling a product or service, and you cannot be a business if your product or your service is not good enough to purchase. Because now you're just hoping people just keep buying on top of you. And if you need money for operations, you got to dump the tokens. See, but a lot of these kids, they're just so warped. And the marketing companies that are owned by the same people in the sector, all these marketing companies, all these fake ass profiles on Twitter, they're all owned by the same types of people, all owned by the same people. So, until the crypto sector snaps out of the bullshit, a lot of these major juggernaut companies are never going to get the light they deserve. But it doesn't really matter, because I'm not a marketing type of person. For me, I look at the utility, I look at it's a good company, and I get it. And that's it. A lot of people, they want to say, oh, it's popular. Oh, it's marketed. Oh, there's this so-and-so is talking about. These are all red flags to me, But again, guys, look, I guess a lot of these guys that buy tops and sell bottoms, they're so much more successful than I am. But yeah, Gala is definitely shady. I didn't like what they did. I didn't like Alliance Block, what they did. I didn't like the IOU bullshit going on. Yeah. Omex, the mattress should be echoed through the crypto sector. Migrate IOU, get the fuck out. Greet it. Yeah. I hope to God it does. I really do. Cause I'm the only person that says it. It's like, just because it's common doesn't mean it's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course it's easy to migrate or, whatever. Yeah. A lot of people do it, but it's it's fucking theft. It's bullshit. It's like, there's no reason for you to ever migrate. There's zero reason to ever migrate. TRX moves just as fast as XRP. ETH moves just as fast as, yeah, Bitcoin and ETH don't move that fast, but they still move billion or millions and billions of dollars, in a few minutes or whatever. It's better than fucking waiting 3 days, better than waiting a week, But a lot of people don't understand that, and that's just the problem. There was zero reason to migrate. And what's stupid is they try to make a lot of these companies like, oh yeah, we're gonna have our own mainnet. We're gonna have our own mainnet, and then they go and fucking launch. They don't launch their own blockchain. They just launch another L2 on top of another layer, and it's just yeah, we had to migrate because we were trying to upgrade to blockchain. It's I don't give a fuck if you call it enterprise blockchain, super blockchain, hyper blockchain. It's the same shit. It's blockchain. Stop fucking putting these stupid ass marketing words in front of something and trying to pretend like it's different, because it's not. It's just not. But kids, they know it all, right? These whippersnappers, they know fucking everything. You guess they know everything, but they're the ones getting fucking annihilated, Yeah, a lot of people are waiting for Pepe. Yeah. But look, sorry to go on a little bit of a rant with you guys today, but if you guys just popped in, I highly recommend watching the first 20 minutes of this video. We talked about a variety of different things. I wasn't trying to make a big video today. I had a meeting I was supposed to get to at 10. I'm 10 minutes late, but I'll catch you guys on ODAP. Guys, if you support us, you like what you're hearing, you like MYC, you want to support our brand, you support us continuing into the future of the market, because keep in mind, guys, look, the market is going to determine what brands stay here and what brands don't stay here. Okay. So I want to shout out all the subscribers that reach out and they subscribe to ODAP, because you guys are people that are demanding and telling the market that MYC is needed. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. Okay. So I appreciate a lot of your support. I'm just, it's a blessing. I'm astounded by how fast the app is growing. Facebook started in 2004, Snapchat started in 2011, and MYC started in 2023. We're just growing so fast at a very fast rate. And for us to we only started a few months ago is just like, I don't even know. I'm going to continue working hard for you. I'm going to continue making this app whatever it needs to be. It's awesome so far, and it's just awesome. So, Crypto Lee Lord, shout out to MYC and Dion. Crypto Lee Lord, I think you were on this list actually. I think you were on the list. Can you check my Twitter account? I think you were on the list for Odd App contributors. I have a special present for you. So definitely message me on Twitter. And for those of you waiting on Odd App, I'll be there in a little bit. I'm so glad I sold half my solo for ABT a while back. Thanks to you. Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you, bro. Be safe. Yeah, absolutely. I still do videos here and there, guys. I do videos, whenever. Just try to check back in. But yeah, Lee Lord was one of our contributors to Odd Apps. I wanted to reward a lot of our people that believed in me and helped me put it together. It's crazy. But I will catch you guys in a little bit. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget, if you guys want to support me, you want to support MYC and what we have, and you like what you're hearing, definitely subscribe to Odd App. We'd love to have you there. We're teaching there every day. We're there every single day. And it's way more secure than any app on the market. There's no app in the crypto sector. There is no app anywhere right now that has the security layers that we have. Zero, literally zero. And I created it that way on purpose because I wanted to find a place for the sector that was private, secure, and encrypted, that we wouldn't have to deal with the bullshit we dealt with on Discord, Telegram, Signal, Twitter, and all that stuff, guys. I think it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal. You have Elon Musk sitting there telling you that the government is spying on you, stealing your data, selling your data, doing all this shit to you. And nobody is fucking sticking up to that. MYC is taking a stand, and we said, fuck all that. We're going to make our own fucking app, and all that shit is going to zero. Okay. And now we did it. Now we have that app. Okay. So continue supporting us, guys. I will catch you on the next one.